It's time for
Scholastic Scrimmage,
the quiz show where high school teams face off in a contest of quick recall. Production funding provided in part by L. Robert Kimball & Associates, architects and engineers with offices in Evansburg, State College, and across Pennsylvania. Proud to support the students who learn in schools that they design. Additional funding comes from the Fisher Family Fund.
Team captain, come on up here and shake hands. Got some really tough questions, and I hope you're ready. The northernmost city in Africa.
Yes.
If I knew, it'd be a lot easier. That was really amazing. 2 more central Pennsylvania schools will compete on Scholastic Scrimmage.
Join us as we welcome back Bishop-Neumann High School in Williamsport, Lycoming County, and Otto-Eldred High School in Duke Center, McKean County. Now, here's the host of Scholastic Scrimmage, David Price.
Hello, and thank you for joining us again as we are now fully into the tournament competition. 32 teams are playing for the championship trophy and ring. The ring's new this year. You'll get a look at that at the end of the program. The teams are all set to duel it out in today's contest, but before we begin, let's meet our student scholars from Bishop-Neumann.
Trevor Whaley, senior.
Paul Roman, senior.
Tara O'Neill, senior.
Andrew Ham, senior.
And the alternate for Bishop-Neumann is Michelle Patton, a junior. And the team's coach is Denise Tobin. Now, let's meet our competitors from Otto-Eldred.
Don Robbins, senior.
Taylor Pollier, senior.
Morgan Reinhardt, senior.
Eric Austin, sophomore.
The alternate for Otto-Eldred is Sam Richardson, a sophomore, and the team's coach is Julie Cochran. Our judge for today's contest is Valerie Moss. She is from WPSU's Educational Services Division. Our teams have both been here before, and they're familiar with the rules, but if you would like to see a complete set of rules for Scholastic Scrimmage, you will find them at WPSU.org on the World Wide Web. Team captains, let's get this thing started. Come on up and exchange a handshake. Good luck to you both. Let's go with round 1. We start in arts and literature for Bishop-Neumann. Melanie Hamilton, Ashley Wilkes, and Rhett Butler are characters in what novel by Margaret Mitchell about Scarlett O'Hara?
Gone with the Wind.
Tara is correct. Gone with the Wind, your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. After being confronted with rats, his worst fear, in Room 101, what central character of George Orwell's 1984 betrayed his once beloved Julia? Looking for Winston Smith, and you could probably hear Tara saying, I read it. It's the pressure of the lights. It's not as easy as it may be sitting right there. Let's go to arts and literature for Otto-Eldred. What orphan marries Gilbert Blythe after growing up on Prince Edward Island in a house with green gables?
Anne.
Anne Shirley. Anne of Green Gables is correct. Your follow-up, Otto-Eldred. Which wise member of the Egyptian pantheon was said to have invented hieroglyphs and was most often pictured with the head of an ibis? Taylor.
Ra.
No, it was Thoth. Math and science, toss-up. No, it's not a toss-up. It's actually to Bishop-Neumann. Toss-up second and third round. Antarctica is a polar example of which biome that has the lowest rainfall, even though worldwide only 20% of them are covered with sand? Andrew.
Desert.
Desert is correct. Your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. 2 answers are required here, please. What moons of Mars, whose names roughly translate as fear and panic, were discovered in 1877 by Asaph Hall? Paul, you got in?
Titan and Philios.
No, it is Phobos and Deimos, fear and panic. Geography for Otto-Eldred. The Pampas and Patagonia are located in what second largest country of South America? Taylor.
Argentina.
Argentina is correct. Your follow-up, Otto-Eldred. The eastern end of the Erie Canal was built along what tributary of the Hudson River that is the namesake of an Iroquois Confederacy tribe? Didn't get in, Taylor. It was the Mohawk River we're looking for. History for Bishop-Neumann. What illegitimate son of Robert the Magnificent of Normandy won the Battle of Hastings in 1066 and went on to conquer England? Andrew.
William the Conqueror.
William the Conqueror. William the First is correct, or William the Second of Normandy. It's so many names. Your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. What founder of the newspaper Il Risorgimento became Prime Minister of Sardinia in 1852, helping to achieve Italian unification? Looking for Camillo Benso. Math and science, toss-up question. I keep saying toss-up. This is the first round, David. This is going to Otto-Eldred. I'll get my rules straight. This is why I refer you to the World Wide Web. For Otto-Eldred. What large sesamoid bone that articulates with the femur is commonly called the kneecap? Eric.
Patella.
The patella is correct. Your follow-up, Otto-Eldred. Hadean, Archean, and Proterozoic eons are informal divisions of what geologic period that ended about 550 million years ago? Taylor.
Paleozoic.
No, it is Precambrian or Cryptozoic. Geography for Bishop-Neumann. The Swedish city of Malmö lies just across the Öresund Bridge from which foreign capital, the most populous city in Denmark? Paul.
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen is correct. Your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. Both Indonesia and the Philippines are part of what largest archipelago in the world, a namesake of the peninsula immediately north of Singapore? Time ran out. It's the Malay archipelago. History for Otto-Eldred. The Battle of Alma and the Siege of Sevastopol took place during what war fought in the 1850s that ended with the defeat of Russia? Eric.
World War I.
No, it was the Crimean War. And that is the sound that ends our first round. With our score Otto-Eldred 30 and Bishop-Neumann 40, we turn to Otto-Eldred. Having the lowest score, that earns them the privilege, if you will, of having the first fast track. 60 seconds to answer up to 10 questions. As soon as I finish, buzz in, I say your name, answer. Nobody answers within 3 seconds. We move on to the next one. Are you ready for the first fast track?
Yes.
Yes, they say they are. Let's go. What name is shared by the founder of the Nation of Islam and an actor who played Frodo Baggins? Taylor.
Muhammad.
Elijah. What is the letter to the right of Q on a standard keyboard? Taylor.
W.
Correct. Who plays Susan on the TV show Desperate Housewives? Morgan.
Terry Hatcher.
Correct. Who wrote the novel Watership Down? Richard Adams. Deuterium oxide or heavy water can be isolated by which process that uses current to break molecules apart?
Electrolysis.
Electrolysis, correct, is yes. 1924 Snyder Act granted citizenship to what group of people? Taylor.
Native American.
Correct. What is the chemical symbol for magnesium? Taylor.
Mg.
Correct. Atticus Finch is a character of what novel?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Correct. Who painted Starry Night? Taylor.
Van Gogh.
Correct. What structure linked Lake Erie to the Hudson River when it was completed in 1825?
The Erie Canal.
Correct. Wow, long questions. And still got in before the crash. Little breather. Let's take a little pause here and meet our student scholars again from Otto-Eldred. Immediately to my left is the senior Don Robbins. Plays golf. He's in the Boy Scouts. And among the interesting questions and answers that we get, I ask if you could change one thing, just one thing, what would it be? And you said you would change the color of the sun. You'd make it green. Why would you make the sun green? Just out of curiosity.
Well, it would make everything look different, and I just think that'd be pretty neat.
It would certainly mess with the color of your shirt, that's for sure. All right, it's good to see you again, Don. Taylor Pollier, senior, captain, is in Model UN, made the district choir. And thinking about college, you're a senior now, looking down the road. What colleges are you looking at, and what colleges are looking at you?
Well, I applied to Bucknell and University of Pennsylvania, and I'm waiting to hear back from both of them still.
Got a major in mind, or?
Something science-related, probably cognitive science or engineering.
All right. Well, good luck in your pursuit there, Taylor. It's good to see you again. Morgan Reinhardt is a senior as well. She's treasurer of the senior class, is the drum major, and just finished doing something very well with his guy to your right. What was that?
We had a debate. We debate with our enrichment group, and we debated stem cell research. And we won our debate, so we move on to the next round.
Excellent. And where does that ultimately, hopefully, lead you to?
Just the debate finals within our IU9 group, so hopefully we can get there.
All right. Well, good luck to you, Morgan. Good to see you again. And Eric Austin, a sophomore from Otto-Eldred, hoping to go to the, well, we'll get to that in a second. You're the student council representative. It says he's a chronic procrastinator. I think that's twice I busted you with that. That jumped out at me twice. But you want to go to the University of Pittsburgh at Bradford to major in geology. And I've been around a bunch of earth and mineral science folks, and it's an early love. When did this earth thing start with you?
I can't really say. It's been ever since before I can remember.
What do you want to study, particularly in geology? Anything in particular?
Paleontology, I think.
Paleontology. Wow. Well, it sounds a great career. It is a true love, and you will find lots of people there who go, you know what, this has been something since I was a kid, too. So good luck to you in that, Eric. Now we're in the second and third rounds, and we'll have a toss-up that both teams can answer. If they answer the toss-up question correct, they will earn a follow-up question. I will remind the teams, this has played a part in our games before. If you buzz in on the toss-up question early, and you get the answer wrong, 5 points will be deducted from your team's score. That's the way it is in rounds 2 and 3. Let's go. First toss-up is in math and science. On a computer keyboard, which key is located to the right of the letter T? Tara.
Y.
Y is correct. Your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. The first real, if you would, computer was called ENIAC. What does ENIAC stand for? Andrew, I think it was you that I overheard say, make something up. Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer was ENIAC. But he's right. Make something up. You could hit it. Toss up in arts and literature. What is the adverb in this sentence here? The curtains hung loosely to the floor. Taylor.
Loosely.
Loosely is correct. Follow-up for Otto-Eldred. Which James Joyce novel is about the events of one day, June 16th, 1904? Didn't get in, Taylor. It was Ulysses. Current events, toss-up question. What man, the father of Missouri's current governor, was named interim House Majority Leader in September 2005? Morgan.
Tom DeLay.
No. Bishop-Neumann. Andrew.
John Ventura.
No, it was Roy Blunt, coming after DeLay. Step down. Math and science, toss-up question. What function is defined as f of a equals negative a for a less than 0 and f of a equals a for all other real numbers? Taylor.
The absolute value function.
Absolute value function is correct. Otto-Eldred with the follow-up. The dissolution of ammonium nitrate in water, a reaction used in cold compresses, is an example of what type of reaction that absorbs heat? Taylor.
Endothermic.
Endothermic reaction is correct. Toss-up in social studies. What 1896 Supreme Court case allowing for separate but equal facilities was invalidated by the 1954 Brown school segregation decision? Andrew.
Plessy versus Ferguson.
Plessy v. Ferguson is correct. Bishop-Neumann with the follow-up. What organization currently led by Kim Gandy was co-founded by Betty Friedan in 1966 and supports abortion rights and other feminist positions? Paul.
Planned Parenthood?
No, it is the National Organization for Women. Current events, toss-up question. In February 2005, King Gyanendra assumed absolute power in what nation whose Maoist insurgents have fueled a decade-long civil war in the Himalayas? Paul.
Nepal?
Nepal is correct. Your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. The United States Senate voted in November 2005 not to extend habeas corpus rights to detainees of what military base in Cuba? Paul.
Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo Bay, or Gitmo. That is correct. Popular culture toss-up question, our first music of the day.
Good morning, America, how are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son.
Bing Crosby's on the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, and Arlo Guthrie, City of New Orleans, which you just heard. Both concern what mode of transportation? Taylor.
Train.
Trains, correct. Your follow-up, Otto-Eldred. Teams in New York, Boston, Montreal, Toronto, Chicago, and Detroit were the original 6 members of what sports league? Taylor.
National Hockey League.
The National Hockey League is correct. Social studies, toss-up question. On what day was the massacre in Chicago in 1929? Andrew.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, February 14th is correct. Follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. Who was known as the White Knight of Wall Street and was elected president of the New York Stock Exchange in 1930? Paul.
Rockefeller.
No, it was Richard Whitney. And that is the sound that ends our second round with our current score, Otto-Eldred 160 and Bishop-Neumann 90. It is the opportunity for Bishop-Neumann to tack on some points really fast in our second fast track. 60 seconds, 10 questions. As soon as I finish, you buzz in, I say your name, answer. Nobody does it in 3 seconds. We just go on to the next one. That's the way it is. Are you ready for the second fast track? They're just nodding away. Let's go. What word derived from the Latin term for clan is used throughout the King James Bible for non-Israelite people? Paul.
Gentile.
Correct. What is the letter to the left of L on a standard keyboard? Paul.
J.
K. Who plays Jack Bauer on TV show 24? Andrew.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Correct. Who wrote the novels Starship Troopers and Stranger in a Strange Land? Paul.
Eric Nyland.
Robert Heinlein. Nonpolar molecules exhibit what type of bonding in which electrons are shared between atoms? Paul.
Covalent.
Correct. Because they were thought to harbor the souls of dead sailors, the killing of what seabird would... Paul.
Albatross.
Correct. What is the chemical symbol for sodium? Paul.
Na.
Correct. Nurse Ratched is a character in what novel? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Who painted Birth of Venus? Andrew.
Go.
Botticelli. What railroad was nicknamed the Standard Railroad of the World?
Transcontinental.
Didn't get in, but it was the Pennsylvania Railroad anyway. A little difficulty there. My paper stuck together, but we got them all in. So we'll take a little pause here as Bishop-Neumann has just about evened up that score. Immediately to my right, Trevor Whaley, a senior, is the class vice president of Bishop-Neumann. Plays basketball, baseball, soccer, and this is one of those things they say after winning the Super Bowl. Everybody wants to go to Disney World. Why do you want to go to Disney World?
Because everybody wants to go there, and I wouldn't mind meeting Mickey and Goofy either. Plus, it's in Florida. Weather's good.
Excellent. Well, it's good to see you again, Trevor. Good luck to you today. Paul Roman, senior captain, is the student council president of the National Honor Society, plays baseballs and Boy Scouts, and his favorite actor, Sean Connery, but you narrow it down to Goldfinger. Why the young Sean Connery?
Well, he was the original James Bond, and I think that was, one of the best James Bond movies that I've ever personally seen. So.
And he's Sean Connery.
Yeah.
There is that, too. All right, Paul, it's good to see you again. Tara O'Neill. Also, this is like a sports-oriented group here. You play basketball and soccer, and you're student council secretary. But during the wintertime, you have a more passive pursuit. And what do you do then?
I like to knit scarves.
You knit scarves.
And give them as gifts for Christmas.
Are these like epic long scarves? Or
Sometimes I do them wide, sometimes skinny, whatever I'm in the mood for.
All right, well, it's good to see you, Tara. Good luck to you today. And Andrew Ham, a senior, is a member of the National Honor Society. He, too, plays basketball, baseball, and soccer, and a whole bunch of other things. And favorite fictional character? Ask interesting question. And you picked two. No, you picked just the one of the two. Calvin of Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes.
And what's wrong with Hobbes?
Nothing's wrong with Hobbes, just I had to narrow it down. He comes first.
So you picked Calvin. Why Calvin?
Seems like a pretty cool kid.
Remind you of anyone you know?
A little bit.
All right, Andrew, it's good to see you again. Good luck to you today. We are now to the final round. First toss-up comes in popular culture. We direct you immediately to the monitor. Maguro and hamachi are examples of nigiri, seen here. Andrew.
Sushi.
A variety of what type of Japanese dish made from rice and raw fish? It is sushi. Your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. Which college's football team has, since 1925, annually faced off against in-state rival Indiana for possession of the old oaken bucket? Paul.
Purdue.
Purdue University is correct. Arts and literature toss-up question. Likely commissioned by Bishop Odo, what 70-meter-long medieval embroidery shows the story of William the Conqueror's defeat of Kind Harold? Paul.
The Battle of Hastings.
No. Otto-Eldred. It's the Bayeux Tapestry. And perhaps, Tara, after you get done with the scarf, you can work on something 70 meters long. That would... Popular culture toss-up question brings us more music.
Now we're up in the big leagues, getting our turn at bat. As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Forever moving on up.
Isabel Sanford and Sherman Helmsley were moving on up as the title characters of which Andrew?
The Jeffersons.
All in the Family spin-off, whose theme song you just heard. That is correct. Your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. In 2005, the Baltimore Orioles acquired which outfielder who in 1998 competed with Mark McGwire to break Roger Maris's single-season home run record? Paul.
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa is correct. Math and science toss-up question. Pulmonary surfactant plays a crucial role in keeping open what smallest air spaces in the lung, where gas exchange actually takes place? Taylor.
Alveoli.
Alveoli is correct. Your follow-up, Otto-Eldred. Any two-digit hexadecimal number or any extended ASCII character can be stored in what unit of computer memory equal to 8 bits? Taylor.
A byte.
A byte is correct. History toss-up question. What man who wrote a famous namesake brief in Mueller v. Oregon served on the Supreme Court from 1916 to 1939, becoming the first Jew on the court? You got in, Paul.
Goldberg.
No, it was, nope. I have to give a chance to Otto-Eldred. Louis Brandeis. Popular culture, toss-up question. We direct you back to the monitor. What 1933 movie, a scene from you're looking at here, stars Bill Murray? Andrew.
Groundhog Day.
Who relives the same day in Punxsutawney, PA, over and over until he becomes not such a jerk. Groundhog Day is correct. Bishop-Neumann with the follow-up. What 1962 Best Picture Oscar winner starring Peter O'Toole is set during World War I and includes the real-life character Prince Faisal? Paul.
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
No, it is Lawrence of Arabia. Arts and literature toss-up question. October 4, 1582 was followed by October 15, 1582. In countries that converted from the Julian calendar to which alternative still used today? Andrew.
Augustine.
No. Otto-Eldred. The Gregorian calendar. Geography, toss-up question. What Latin American capital city's Plaza de la Constitución, better known as Zócalo, or El Zócalo, is the site of Aztec ruins? Paul.
Mexico City.
Mexico City is correct. Your follow-up, Bishop-Neumann. What new name did Portugal's John II give to the Cape of Storms to reflect the optimism that it would allow seaborne trade with India? Paul.
Cape of Good Hope.
The Cape of Good Hope is correct. Current events toss-up question. We direct you back to the monitor. On July 4th, 2005, which NASA probe, illustrated here, intentionally collided with Comet Tempel 1? Eric.
Deep Impact.
Reversing the plot of its namesake movie, yes, Deep Impact. Your follow-up, Otto-Eldred. In what country was Viktor Yushchenko sworn in as president in January 2005, following the Orange Revolution? Taylor.
Panama.
No, it was Ukraine. Social studies, toss-up question. What country revolted against the French under the leadership of Toussaint Louverture and was later ruled by Papadoc Duvalier? Taylor?
Spain?
No. Bishop-Neumann?
Canada?
Paul? No. It was Haiti, actually. Math and science, toss-up question. The second law of thermodynamics states that what measure of disorder present in a system never decreases? Entropy. And as things fall apart, we do have to end it right here with our final score. Otto-Eldred 190 and Bishop-Neumann 210. Congratulations to Bishop-Neumann. You will be moving into the third round in a tight game. Otto-Eldred, thank you very much. Congratulations to those of you who are graduating. Good luck to you. Those of you who are not, we'll hopefully see you back here next year. And thank you very much for tuning in. Please be sure to join us next week as student scholars from Blacklick Valley and Loyalsock Township return on Scholastic Scrimmage.
We'd like to thank Jostens for providing frames for this year's championship team of Scholastic Scrimmage. For over a century, Jostens has been helping people celebrate, reward, and remember the greatest moments of their lives. Production funding for Scholastic Scrimmage has been provided in part by the Fisher Family Fund, helping support programming of local interest.
A copy of the program you've just seen can be purchased through Penn State Media Sales at mediasales.psu.edu or by calling 800-770-2111.